Hi everyone, my name is Adelaide June and I'm going to read you 2 poems tonight, from the comfort of my couch to the comfort of yours. I want to go to bed until I've slept the world away. Wrapped in sheets and silken feathers, I'll doze softly through doomsday. When I wake, I'll chart new stars, draw streams made of fresh dew, sing birds to learn their songs, make skies as bright as I am blue. It will be lonely in the first years, for the creatures learn my name. They'll wonder why I waited, stayed to live a second pain. As rain that makes the grasses green falls gently from my eyes, I will rest in piles of roses, pillows of moss to mask my cries. For my creation, it is beauty, from the moon down to the seeds, but I have learnt to fear tomorrow, the unhappiness it breeds. So I'm wary as I wander, fight the passing of the day. I realize in the moonlight, I want to sleep the world away. At 15, my father lost his mother, and still looks for her round street corners and in the structure of my face. I look for sleep in the corners of the pillows scrunched up against desperate cheek and recordings of somewhere oceans billowing into nowhere rocks. Ghost glimpses down the hallway quicken the heart dreadfully, but it is a search more compelling than the rest. No joy is found in figures right ahead and solid. I won't rest until I sleep or until you love me. It's a pity one cancels out the other. Solace is found in the temporary heartbreaks which cling to me for a month or so. There's a romance in the soft goodbyes. Your eyes will never see mine weep and milk the tears for your poetries. My words are just for me. One day I will weep for a lost father like I watched him weep for his, and these cheekbones that I stole from his mother will be rivulets again. The ghosts listen carefully to our tears. It is proof that once they lived. We all grieve for the memories that never happened and think of them more fondly than those that did. I feel suspicious of those who say their dreams are not built on regrets. I want, when I stand at your grave, to know it is filled with my love, for the dirt to be caked deep under my nails. I want you to rest like I never can, without dreams, without ghosts around corners and inside pillowcases.
Hey, I'm Darcy Rock, and this is a non-fiction piece about panic. It's dark when I leave, brimming with relief and a spring in my step. Another day, another dollar, I say, under my breath as I make my way to the bus stop. It's a warm, slow ride home that sporadically gathers speed down hills, and especially when we're on a consecutive streak of not stopping for anyone. Public transport is quiet now. There's only ever half a bus full, and I still never tap on. I suspect the inspectors should be practicing social distancing. Work was good. That's what I always say when anyone asks. And it's not because work was bad and I'm trying to pretend it's not. Good in my language is by definition meeting expectation. I made it through the shift, answering phone calls without panic, which means I'm doing better somehow. I'd been meaning to get around to seeing a psychologist to work on some ways to manage my panic symptoms, but because the virus is so contagious, I didn't feel like it was so pressing that I should risk going to the doctors when I'm otherwise well. It was for this reason I watched a psychiatrist on YouTube talk about panic attacks, and I was right in thinking exposure therapy was a good idea. Makes sense on paper. Get used to feeling terrible and it won't be such a shock. I tried her method of breathing very shallowly and quickly for a minute to induce the physical symptoms of panic, but I just became dizzy and suddenly dehydrated instead of having the feeling that my heart would beat out of my chest and that I would die. It's important to get used to the feeling, she says, in order to practice challenging the negative thoughts that make it worse. I decide that in order to get my heart rate as high as when I'm panicking, I will have to do bursts of high-intensity cardio in very high spirits. I'm not sure when the panic about answering the phone began. I wondered if I'd caught it being a hypochondriac internet user, or a millennial. I see now it started as ignoring calls, not calling back, became never calling, and when I did eventually have to call, I became very, very scared and spent the rest of the day recovering. On my first shift, my boss got me to answer the phone and lingered in the doorway to listen. Afterwards he said, "You need to sound happier. You don't want to sound down and bored." I agreed and thought, yeah, I feel like I'm dying of panic. I'm sure I'm not going to sound very happy. Now I'm doing minutes of star jumps and burpees in my bedroom to combat the panic, and it's working. At my last shift, I answered the phone and felt on edge, but not panicked. The conversation was awkward too, and I did it. Who can stop me now? Thank you.
Happy May Day night, everybody. My name's Hayley Francis, and this is a new poem I wrote this week. I don't remember summer ending. It must have snuck out before close, sweet teenage perfume still hanging in the air. I hoard empty perfume bottles, so this smell reminds me, it brings me there. But now it feels like it's been cold, damp and silent forever. Across the road, the garage door opens and shuts. One rubbish truck comes rumbling through every night. The bitumen is always inky and shining, somewhere between wet and dry. Gazing out my window, I drink countless cups of tea, but the tea bags in the jar never empty. Anyone who walks past glances at my window, but they don't look back at me, slumped in bed in flannelette PJs at 2:45. I haven't opened my diary in 6 whole weeks. It's left on pause like a forgotten TV show burning into the screen, like toast burning morning after morning, because instead of turning the dial down, I'd rather just try to press the button at the right moment. But when I smell the warning, it's too late. I'm training myself not to blink anymore. Something productive to do with my time off. I stare and stare at my tack-stained wall, but when I blink, it's already dark outside, and too late for me to walk and buy another bottle of wine. It's all over. There's no more anymore. I haven't been to the dentist in 4 years, I realized, but now that I can't, my teeth are beginning to feel heavy in my mouth, and not so tough. They keep getting in the way of my tongue, and I think if I tried to say another person's name out loud, my mouth wouldn't know how to form the words. This is the time to become a better me. I swat the tiny fruit fly away. You can only be productive with fitness gear and good lighting. I haven't got any of that. I'm going to sleep. I wake up, burnt toast, blink, cups of tea, weird teeth, no more wine, don't look at me, up, down, back to sleep. I wake up, burnt toast, blink, cups of tea, weird teeth, no more wine, don't look at me, up, down, back to sleep. I wake up, burnt toast, blink, cups of tea, weird teeth, no more wine, don't look at me, up, down, back to sleep. I don't know how to resolve this. I don't know how to get out of this loop. I don't know when we will open again. I don't know how this will end. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know when Chemist Warehouse will restock your tacky cheap perfume summer. I don't know.